Look at that scene.
Look at that scene right there.
That is a Tiger Walk championship game style here.
That's a national championship look right there. Beautiful.
Is there destiny in this dressing room for the Auburn Tigers? A year ago, inept SEC doormats, but in comes Gus Malzahn. Some Dr. Phil type therapy, he said, made his guys believe. Auburn off the 0-8 season in the SEC when they weren't even competitive in those games. Their offense couldn't score more than 21 points all season long. Unranked in the preseason, given no shot after the loss to LSU, now trying to make it 8 straight for the SEC.
In his first meeting with his team, one of the first things Gus Malzahn told his players was they would be part of the biggest turnaround in college football. And to emphasize that message, he handed out rubber bracelets with the words, "A new day," on those bracelets. The emphasis being they were not looking at any old tape from the worst season Auburn football had in more than 60 years. Well, we fast forward now to the beginning of fall camp, and a new message. Captain Tom Chaby, the former leader of SEAL Team 5, addressed the team, not to draw any parallel between military service and playing football, but to stress the importance of buy-in on a mission and working with and for the guy next to you and beside you. After that speech, the very next morning, another bracelet was handed out with the word together. Those two themes, a new day and together, have helped propel Auburn here to the cusp of trying to win another national championship, and hoping, Chris, that it will be a very special night together.
Just felt like the big factors we had to be is together. Our coaches, our staff, our managers, and we're all in this thing together. We got each other's back.
Playing together as a team, what we call as a we-fence, is really important because it took all 3 phases of our team to win a lot of these games.
At the end of the day, it's me and the guy next to us, and you know, if I'm playing for him, he's playing for me, then we're gonna play together and we're gonna find a way to win. And that's something we hold our hat on, and that's something we believe in.
If this team didn't stay together through these hard times, we wouldn't be able to prevail and be the fourth quarter team that we are now. And that just has to be our motto, because it's hard to play in this league and you have to stay together.
Our players and our coaches, we trust each other. We got each other's back. You can feel it 100%.
You see an Auburn team that runs outside the tackles about half the time. You never know exactly where the ball's going. But the personnel that Auburn has, Trey Mason, set just about every single season marker, at least in terms of leading the league in rushing this year in the SEC Heisman finalist. Nick Marshall, 4.4 speed. But Lou, people seem less concerned about the personnel than they do the system. What's so difficult about dealing with the system?
Well, first of all, they execute exceptionally well. Their offensive line is probably the best in the country. J.B. Grind was a GA for me, great line coach. Point number 2, all plays start out looking exactly the same. Point number 3, any of the 3 players can end up with the ball on every play. And so consequently, defense has to play disciplined defense. But the one thing nobody talks about, most offense, you block the guy on you. Not his offense. He's going to block down, pull around, step around. And the last thing is he can make adjustments. We're going to see more play action passing downfield than ever before.
Coach, you mentioned the offensive line. They're led by left tackle Greg Robinson. He's phenomenal. What I like is they're great technicians. They take great footwork. They don't cross over. They don't make mistakes. Great hand placement. They deliver the defensive lineman to the linebacker. They're great on their combination box. Do a tremendous job on the backside in their cutoff blocks. But if you look at the pre-snap and post-snap motion, that's what confuses you. That's what you have to keep an eye on.
The Wizard of Auburn. How else do you describe Gus Malzahn and what he's done? Just a few years ago, he was a high school coach. In fact, he was a high school coaching legend at Arkansas. Became a coordinator. Auburn won a national championship. 1 year at Arkansas State. Back he comes after the Auburn collapse, and here he is trying to win his 2nd national championship.
It's remarkable to think he's coaching high school football back in 2005, and now he's here. After being introduced, he left that podium. He got this team to believe. They had a big comeback win against Mississippi State that got them close. But I really think it was the game at Kyle Field right here against Johnny Manziel. D. Ford comes up with 2 sacks late that got this team to think magical things could happen.
And they did indeed. Ricardo Lewis. Down goes Georgia. Chris Davis. Down goes Alabama. Herbie, I guess my question is, after watching these plays, any magic left over there in their saddlebags, or have they used it at all?
Those 2 plays, you could argue, would be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for your school and for the team that you follow, and they had them in back-to-back games. So you never know what Gus Malzahn may have in store tonight in his championship game.
I think it's a pro-Auburn crowd here. Devoted fans have bought up many of the tickets. Regrets if you're trapped in cold weather and couldn't get here.
With Auburn, talk to me about this option attack that Gus Malzahn designed.
You know, in early December at the end of the college football season, Auburn was humming offensively as well, if not better than anybody. It starts with Nick Marshall. He's going to read these defensive ends from Florida State all night. If they get upfield, he's going to hand it off to Trey Mason, who had 304 games in this game. But if you get committed and concerned too much about the running game, he'll pull it out, and that's where Nick Marshall tonight, I think, has to be the difference in the game and making big plays. And this is a big part of what I think Auburn needs to be able to do. You know about the running game, but if you get so caught up in assignment football and defending the run, you better be careful. Here the corner loses him. It's a game-tying touchdown because you lose the discipline and the assignment of defending option football against that tempo.
Remember, a blocked kick can go the other way, too. He's got to be careful and get it up.
On the way. No, return by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block. Chris Davis. No flags. Touchdown, Auburn. An answered prayer.
And just lost in all of this, that great decision that Nick Marshall made on the pass to Sammy Coates, the 99-yard touchdown pass, 15 or 20 different decisions by Nick Saban, and Gus Malzahn pulls it out. What a year coaching for Gus Malzahn.
What can you say just 2 weeks in a row here at Jordan-Hare Stadium and coming out with this win so important?
It's really unbelievable. I said earlier, if it's close, I thought we were going to win. Our guys are resilient, and I couldn't be more prouder right now.
This is one of the wildest scenes I have ever seen in college football. This field is just filled with orange and blue.
Here's your ball game.
56-yarder.
Nick Marshall stands in, steps up.
Does not have the leg.
That ball will be.
Ricardo, I'll start with you. The play that happened.
Going to go deep down the field. And Lewis got it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Lewis is going to score.
What comes into your mind when you think about all of it?
I still can't believe it till today. You know, it still hasn't really hit me. Moving on towards the national championship, you know, I'll probably think back and see how significant it was.
If we're being completely honest here, you go back to camp. Did anybody entertain thoughts then that this could happen?
Not really. Honestly, no. No one really thought. We knew we were going to be good, but not next year being the national championship. But now, who knows our destiny? Sometimes it makes you speechless. When you think back onto what happened this year,
somewhere along the way, something starts to happen, something magic. What was the process of this season becoming what it became like?
Finding a way to finish. A lot of teams, you know, don't really know how to finish a game. So we will fight until the clock says 0. As fourth quarter hits, it's like a brand new game for us. So they're dog tired, and we're good to go.
Mason to the 10, breaks a tackle to the 5. He's in! His 4th touchdown of the day.
Meticulous. Driven. And big ideas and big plans, even back then.
From a place you can barely find on a state map to the capital of the college football world. This has been Gus Malzahn's football journey.
8 years ago, folks, he was just a high school football coach in Arkansas. Now, he was good and great at what he did, and it's rewarded him. But he's just Gus.
It's almost surreal. I mean, I can remember standing beside him on the sidelines, and we were getting smoked by the Prairie Grove Tigers, and now he has the Auburn Tigers in the BCS title game.
Take these plays out of it. They all add up to a chance to play for it. What does it mean to you to get a chance to go out there and try to bring a crystal ball back home?
It feel good, because this is what every team prepare for. And we just happy to get the opportunity to play for the national championship and hopefully bring it back home.